Hi everyone, my name is Reese, owner of the the personal professional and business development hub for Gen Y women. And today, as you can see, I'm here in the Bombay Brow Bar with the lovely Ravy, who's one of the co-founders of the Brow Bar. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about mentorship as well as entrepreneurship and how she started the business and what she's sort of looking forward to in the future with her company. So thanks for having me so much, Ravy. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome, Reese. I'm super excited.
So I'm really excited to talk to you about mentorship today. But before we talk about that, why don't you tell us and the viewers a little bit about Bombay Brow Bar and how it started?
Totally. So Bombay Brow Bar is a beauty concept. We've been around for about 4 years now. We are located in Vancouver. We have 3 locations. It was just, it's a desire that Amy and I had to be able to make women look and feel more beautiful. So essentially, we just wanted women to be able to look and feel their best. So we started with one location in Yaletown. It was the most scariest experience ever. And we've been just excited about growing it ever since. So that's about Bombay.
So how did you decide to do eyebrows in the first place? That's sort of your niche.
Well, Amy and I have always had a real deep passion for perfect eyebrows. We've taken them very seriously. They can totally change your look, and they seem to be a very undervalued beauty asset in the industry. So we really wanted to focus on that one particular part of the face, be able to really change the look of the face. So we do offer services from the neck up, and we'll be offering other additional products and services as well, but we really wanted to be able to stand out and help women look and feel their best through perfect eyebrows.
Awesome. So you mentioned that your first location was in Yaletown,
Yes.
and I've read that you started it in 2010, if I'm correct. And how did you decide that that was the right time? Like, I know the Olympics were happening, and Yaletown is a prime location. So how did you know it was the right decision?
In 2009, I was actually working for a consulting firm, and I happened to be laid off. And so at that point, I had always had a bit of an entrepreneurial dream to be able to start our own business. And Amy and I have always dreamed about opening up a beauty business together, and so it just seemed like the right opportunity. So we actually spent about a year working on our business plan.
Okay.
We took the time to be able to get to know the market, to understand how we could really stand out in what we were offering. And in 2010, it seemed like the right opportunity. It was just before the Olympics. And so it was awesome in the sense that we could really share the concept with people all over the world and be able to collect ideas and thoughts about making your service better.
Okay. So did it always start with brows for your business concept? Or did you kind of cycle through some different ideas before you settled on that?
The brow concept was actually a very aha moment. So essentially, Amy and I have always wanted to be able to do something with beauty, and we've, again, like I mentioned, loved brows. And so we were doing some research, and all of a sudden, I just had that aha moment. What about a brow bar concept? Would women in Vancouver really appreciate that? Would they want that? And so Amy's like, totally, I think it's a great idea. We did some research, and we essentially were like, this is it. This is what we're going to do.
Okay. So what were the first few steps for actually starting the business after you had the business concept and plan together?
Essentially the first steps were, once we had an idea, so we did a feasibility study, and that was really to understand if this concept would actually be successful. It was a new concept in Vancouver, and so it was important that we understood what the Vancouver market was going to be like. So when we opened our first location, we sort of had an idea of what our customers would want in their services. Doing that market research, doing that business planning was really, I think, very critical in understanding our concept, being able to really communicate our service to our clients, and knowing that it was going to be successful.
Yeah, so quite a few of the entrepreneurs that I have interviewed for the Gold Zebra have talked about the importance of doing your research first, right? Instead of just diving right in without a plan or a concept or any background on the market that you're trying to enter into.
Totally.
So definitely a tip to remember.
Makes such a big difference. Yeah,
Yeah, so I read that Judy Brooks, who one of the co-founders of Blo Blow Dry Bar, was fairly instrumental with helping to mentor you when starting the business. So can you tell me a little bit about how you connected with her?
For sure. So I actually had seen Judy speak at an event for Crave Vancouver. And Crave is another entrepreneurial event that's held for women who are all over North America. It's now a North American concept. And essentially, she was there and I was inspired by her thoughts and ideas around brand and the niche service. And I really thought that we could learn a lot from her. So I looked up Judy's information and tried to connect with her as soon as I could because I really thought that with her help I could really build a successful concept. And Judy was amazing. Judy was really warm and open and was really willing to share a lot of thoughts and ideas. And I really don't think that Bombay could be where it is today without Judy's mentorship.
Yeah, so quite a few, I guess, young women that are sort of interested in being entrepreneurs or going into these business ventures definitely want to have a mentor, and it sounds amazing in concept, but how did you actually kind of clench her to be your mentor?
I think the secret to having a mentor is really understanding why you are looking for a mentor and how they can help you. Generally, mentors are very busy, and they're also busy professionals or they're working in their own industry. So I try to be respectful of Judy's time as much as I could by planning ahead, being prepared with questions that I had, asking specific information, and really listening to what Judy was sharing with me. And I think that was critical. It was more about learning from her experiences and seeking her guidance and experience in the things in the concept that she had been successful in. So I think it's important to be able to know why you're looking for a mentor.
If you had three main tips about mentorship that you could give to our audience, what would they be?
My three main tips would be to find a mentor that is in your industry or specific business experience that you're looking for. I think it's really important to be able to be relatable, especially when it comes to the industry or business experience. The second thing I would probably do is look for a mentor that actually has achieved the goal that you're looking to achieve. So if you're looking to be an iconic brand, or if you're looking to be able to build a multi-million business in the industry that you're in, then trying to find a mentor that has that experience that can share some of those learnings with you. The third tip that I would have is to be prepared and to be respectful of your mentor's time. Typically, they are also busy professionals, and they're giving time away because they do want to give back to their communities or to help other entrepreneurs reach their dreams. So I think it's very important to be respectful of their time and be prepared ahead so that you know exactly what you're going to be asking.
Again, it all goes back to preparation.
Totally. It makes a huge difference, and I know that mentors really appreciate that, especially because they know how they're adding value to you, and it becomes a really exciting relationship.
Yeah, it's like invaluable
Totally.
for your business.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's so amazing. Everyone should have a mentor, whether it's in a business or whether it's career oriented. I think mentors are very important.
I think one of the second tip that you gave, one of the mantras that I sort of live by now that I heard recently was to not take advice from someone that's not where you want to be. Because everybody loves to give advice, but I think it's so important to really focus in on things or people that have accomplished what you've accomplished. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, so let's switch it up a bit and tell me a little bit about going into business with your sister.
Yay!
How worth is it to choose a good business partner, and how did you know they would be right and there wouldn't be conflict?
Well, my sister Amy and I have an amazing relationship. We have a very open and honest and transparent relationship, and we do try to keep our business and professional relationship different than our personal relationship. And I think that's extremely important, especially when you're working with family members, whether it be your sister, your brother, your husband, or even a best friend. And we do have, a partnership agreement in place that helps us understand our responsibilities and accountabilities. So I think whether it comes to working with a family member or not, or another business partner, I place what your job responsibilities and accountabilities are so that you can learn to work together and respect each other's decisions.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I guess it extends to your staff, right? Especially when you're expanding.
Absolutely. At Bombay, we do have a culture of love. So what that means is that we really try to, spread love through our services, through the way that we treat our staff, through the way that we are in our communities, and that's been a really big part of it. And that's almost treating everyone like they're a family. And that was something that Amy and I felt very strongly about when we first opened Bombay, is sharing our hospitality, our culture with our community in a super cool way.
So Donna, what's next for Bombay Brow Bar?
So that's an exciting question. So our next steps are really, we do want to be an iconic beauty brand, and we've always had that global vision for Bombay. So we do plan to continue to expand our locations, to continue to add more products and services. We hope to be able to introduce a few new concepts in the new year, as well as introducing our own product line.
Oh, that's very exciting.
So very excited about that.
Awesome. So one of the things we were talking about before is sort of the importance of knowing when to grow, because oftentimes when companies grow too quickly, it will lead to their demise because you just can't handle it. So how do you know when the right time is to open up another store?
I think there's a couple different things that are important to consider, especially your financial position and the market opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the right location. I think for us, location has been extremely important. So that's also a consideration that needs to be taken into consideration. It also just depends on. Sometimes it's just serendipity, the right time, the right place. So it's a combination of all of the factors that really helps you understand. But I do think it's very important to have a strong foundation before you grow, so that your growth is manageable and scalable.
Okay. So in terms of your business and sort of life mantra, what would you say are the words that you live by?
There are two favorite sayings that I live life by every day. My very favorite one is "Be the change you wish to see in this world." A quote by Gandhi that I actually believe very strongly in, and we do inspire, or keeps me inspired and motivated to continue to spread love through Bombay and impact our communities positively. The second one that I actually buy is just spread love. I think it's very important to be able to live, love, laugh, enjoy every moment of your life, and to be able to do that. And we choose to do that through our business, and that's exciting for us.
That's great. So the final question I have for you tonight is, what would you tell the 21-year-old version of yourself? It could be for business, for life, for anything.
The 21-year-old version of myself, I would have. It's interesting because I have a science background. I chose not to pursue that because I just couldn't find it very interesting. So maybe I would have told my 21-year-old self not to do sciences and maybe do business. But then again, I wouldn't be here today if I didn't do that. So I think I tell my 21-year-old self to enjoy life. Just be yourself.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for meeting me and inviting me into your beauty bar.
Thank you.
We can't wait to try out some of your services very soon. And for those of you that haven't tried out Bombay Brow Bar, definitely check out one of their 3 locations. If you're in Vancouver, they have amazing locations. We're in the Shangri-La Hotel at the moment, just in Alberni Street. But they also have locations in Yaletown and Kitsilano. And what is your website and social media so people can find out more?
Our website is www.bombaybrowbar.com, and our social media on Facebook is Rock Your Brows or Bombay Brow Bar, and on Instagram is Bombay Brow Bar as well.
Perfect. And Twitter, right?
And Twitter is Bombay